Today, we're going to be talking about Google Classroom communication, organization, and how to post assignments. My name is Rebecca Simons, and welcome to the Educate community. This is part 2 of a 3-part series in Google Classroom. In this video, we're going to cover stream announcements, how to organize the Classwork tab, posting assignments to the Classwork tab, and finally, the different ways you can communicate with students through Google Classroom. First up is the stream. The stream serves as a communication hub where you can create and schedule announcements for your class. By default, all assignments that you post to the Classwork tab will also appear under the stream. In part 1 of this series, I highly encouraged you to go to class settings and turn off classwork notifications in the stream. This will help to keep your stream more organized and dedicate it strictly for social and community building purposes. To create a new announcement, click in the box that says Announce something to your class. You'll have the option to post an announcement to all students in the class, to a specific student or students, or multiple classes. If you select to post to multiple classes, you'll no longer have access to post to a specific student or groups of students. When you're crafting your announcement, you're able to use rich text formatting such as bold or bullets to help organize your thoughts or draw attention to important information. You can also add attachments from your drive, upload from your computer, add a file link, or post a video from YouTube. After you've finalized your announcement, you can choose to post immediately, save a draft to work on later, or schedule your announcement to post at a specific date and time. I really like to use the schedule feature when I'm going to be absent. This allows me to prep directions and a daily agenda for my students that will auto-post, which means I don't have to worry about remembering to post it. Now, I mentioned you can post an announcement for multiple classes, but you can also schedule an announcement for multiple classes. Let's walk through what that looks like. First, I'll select the classes that I want to post my announcement to. I'll add my text and any attachments. Then I'll click the drop-down arrow beside Post and click Schedule. I can go through and set a different date and time for each class. Maybe I want class 1 to post at 8 a.m. and I want class 2 to post at 9 a.m. Or I can schedule my announcement to post to all my classes at the same time. To post an announcement at the same time, I would click the date and time for the first class, then click Copy Settings to All. This really comes in handy if you teach multiple sections of the same course and you want to push out the same announcement to all of them. Finally, click Schedule to finish. Your scheduled announcement will appear under the Saved Announcements dropdown. You can click on the announcement to edit it, or you can delete it. If you need to make edits to an announcement that has already been posted to multiple classes, you'll have to go in and edit each announcement individually. So make sure you're happy with your announcement before you click Post. In addition to creating new announcements, you can also reuse announcements from other classes. To do this, click on the arrows in the Announce Something to Your Class box. Select the course you'd like to reuse the announcement from, then select the announcement you'd like to reuse. You can then make edits to the announcement before posting it or schedule it to post at a later time. Not only is the stream a great way to share information, but it can also help you build a great sense of community with your students. Sally Hamden from the Reflector Educator blog put together 10 great ways to use the stream with your students. Here are a couple of my favorites.
1 is to announce class job changes in the stream. 2, announce weekly events and reminders. 3, welcome a new student. You could even have your current students write a quick welcome note as well, or a small piece of advice. 4, wish your students happy birthday. 5, use it as a class building opportunity, building classroom culture by celebrating your students' accomplishments outside of the classroom. And finally, one way that I've frequently used it is if you're going to have a sub.
Next up is the Classwork tab. This is where you'll create, distribute, and organize all of your assignments, materials, and questions. As this space fills up, it can become increasingly difficult for students to find the information they need. This is where topics come in. Topics function like a folder, allowing you to group information into categories. Some common ways to organize topics include by unit or module, by week, by assignment type, or by subject. My personal favorite is organizing by week. Let's create a few topics now. To get started, you'll need to be under the Classwork tab. Then click the Create button and select Topic. I'm going to call my first topic Week 1, August 15th through the 19th. Then I'm going to create a second topic called Week 2, August 22nd through the 26th. Now, as you can see, my new topic was added to the top of the Classwork page, pushing down all the older content. This will happen every time you create a new topic. If you want your topics to appear in a certain order, you can rearrange them simply by dragging and dropping. But remember, every time you add a new topic, it will appear at the top of the Classwork page. The More menu for a topic will allow you to rename the topic, delete the topic, or copy a link to the topic. On the left side of the screen is the topic filter. This will list all of the topics for your course. When you click on a topic, it will only show you the assignments and materials stored under that topic. Click on All Topics to see all of your classwork again. This feature is especially useful if you have a topic that's at the bottom of your Classwork tab when you've been using your classroom all year or all semester, or if you have a student who needs to eliminate visual distractions. By entering this view, the student is presented with only the assignments for the week instead of all the assignments located under the Classwork tab. Assignment names serve as a second layer of organization in the Classwork tab. The best practice is to number all of your assignments with a 3-digit sequential number, like my example here, #001. This makes it easier to communicate with your students about which assignment they're missing. Instead of saying, Joey, you're missing Unit 12 vocabulary quiz, you can simply say, Joey, you're missing assignment 13. This also allows students to use the Control F or Command F shortcut to search Google Classroom for the assignment. You'll see that it's highlighted assignment 3, which makes it easier for the student to locate it in the Classwork tab. I also use these assignment numbers in Infinite Campus to help provide continuity. You can provide further organization by using emojis. Emojis are a great visual cue for students and make assignments and topics stand out. They can especially be helpful with younger students. I personally like to put green check marks in front of any assignment that will be graded. Some teachers even like to assign every day of the week a color. For example, all assignments from Monday would get a yellow circle, assignments on Tuesday would receive a red circle, and so on and so forth. The possibilities are truly endless. The most important thing is to make sure you explain to your students what each emoji represents and to be consistent. There are several ways you can access emojis. There are websites like getomoji.com or emojicopy.com. You can also download emoji keyboard extensions, or if you're on a Mac, you can use Control, Command, Spacebar. Let's practice adding an emoji together. First, I'm going to click the More menu on an existing assignment and click Edit. Then I'm going to go to a website like getomoji.com. Since my assignment is a bell ringer, I'm going to search for a bell. When I find an emoji I like, I can click on it, click Copy, and go back to my assignment title, right-click, and click Paste. You'll see that having an emoji here draws my eye to this assignment, and it makes my bell ringer easy to identify. My last suggestion to help keep your Classwork tab organized is to create a resource section. Some teachers will create a topic called Resources, but I personally don't like having to drag that topic back up to the top every time I add a new topic to the class. Here's my workaround. Simply post any frequently accessed materials without assigning them a topic. Here's what this would look like. Create material. Let's say these are my classroom rules and procedures. I'm not going to assign it a topic, and I'm going to post. You'll see that it automatically added it to the top of the Classwork tab. Any new topics will be added under this file, permanently keeping it at the top of my Classwork tab. Now that we've talked about how to organize our assignments, let's move into how to create them. To create anything in the Classwork tab, you'll always begin by clicking Create. You'll be given the option to create an assignment, quiz assignment, a question, or a material. I'm briefly going to go over the differences in these options. Assignments allow you to create something for your students to complete, including directions and attachments. Students can also upload work to these posts. Quiz assignments will auto-create a blank Google form and attach it to the assignment. You can then click on the form to go in and edit the questions and add answers to make it a quiz. Question allows you to post a short answer question or a multiple choice question for your students to answer. This is great for polling your class's opinion or a quick exit ticket. By default, for a multiple choice question, students will be able to see a class summary of responses. You do have the option to toggle this setting off. When asking a short answer question, you'll need to decide whether students should be allowed to reply to each other's responses and if you want them to be able to edit their responses after submission. Finally, material is information you would like students to have, but it does not require them to complete any work. An example might be like our classroom rules and procedures we posted earlier, or a class syllabus. You will most frequently create assignments. Let's walk through creating one together. Begin by clicking Create Assignment. Then we'll add the title of our assignment. Remember, best practice is to start with a 3-digit sequential number. Now that my assignment's named, I can include any instructions. Just like in stream announcements, we have access to rich text formatting like bolding, italics, and underlining. We could add a file from our drive or upload one from our computer. We can also create blank Google files, such as docs, slides, sheets, drawings, and forms. When you use the Create button, your file will automatically attach to your assignment. You can attach any existing links, such as news articles, and finally, you can add YouTube videos. If you have the video URL, you can copy and paste the link, or you can search for a YouTube video directly from here. When you add an attachment, you need to decide on how your students will be able to interact with it. The default option allows students to view the attached file, but not to edit it. The second option allows students to share the same file and make changes to it. This is great if you want your whole class to work collaboratively in the same slide deck or something similar. The last option makes a copy of the attachment for each student with their name in the title and attaches it to the assignment. If you want to make a copy for each student, but forget to select this before hitting assign, you're going to have to delete the entire assignment and repost with the correct settings. This is no longer an option after you have posted the assignment. Next, you want to select which class or classes you want to post your assignment to. When you're posting to one class, Google Classroom defaults to posting the assignment to all students. However, you can choose to post to an individual student or group of students by using this drop-down arrow. This is a great way to easily differentiate for your students. Next, type in how many points the assignment is worth or set it to ungraded, then add a due date and time. When you add a due date, a couple things happen. It will automatically add the assignment to the class Google Calendar. It will cause the assignment to appear in the student's to-do section, and it will also include it on a Guardian summary. To help keep your Classwork tab organized, make sure to select which topic your assignment should be stored under. You also have the option to attach a rubric and to run an originality report to check for plagiarism. Finally, just like stream announcements, you have the ability to post an assignment immediately, schedule to post at a later date and time, or save as a draft. Scheduling an assignment for multiple classes is the same procedure as scheduling an announcement for multiple classes. Finally, we can also reuse assignments from previous classes. To reuse an assignment, click Create, Reuse Post. We're going to select a class we want to reuse an assignment or post from, then click the assignment we want to reuse. At this time, we can make changes or edits to the assignment before posting, scheduling, or saving as a draft to work on later. In addition to communicating on the stream, you can also communicate through comments. Comments are associated with individual assignments and/or materials. There are two types of comments. Private comments, which are only viewable by you and the student, or class comments, which are viewable by everyone in the class. To add a private comment, click on an assignment, then click View Assignment. This will open up the student work page. Click on a student's name and you'll see the private comment field appear at the bottom of the screen. The type of comment you're posting will be clearly labeled in the comments space. Adding a class comment is similar. You'll begin by opening the assignment, but instead of the student work page, we'll click on the Instructions tab, where we can then add a comment that will be visible to the entire class. On each comment that a student makes, you will have a More menu. This gives you the ability to delete a student comment or to mute a student. If you want to make sure a specific student sees a comment, you can tag them by typing the @ or plus followed by their email address. This will send them an email notification letting them know that they have been tagged in a comment. In addition to comments, you can initiate an email to a student or groups of students directly from the People tab. You can also email guardians from this location as well. If you want to email all students in a class, click the checkbox next to the Actions dropdown. Then select Email from the dropdown. To email a specific student, you can click the checkbox next to their name and use the Actions menu, or you can click the More menu to the far right of a student's name and select Email Student. You also have the option to initiate emails to guardians from the People tab. The guardians must be invited and accept an invitation to the Google Classroom before you're able to send them an email. To connect a guardian to Google Classroom, click Invite Guardians, then type the email address you'd like to send the invite to. To email all of the connected guardians in your classroom, you can click on Email All Guardians. To email a specific guardian, click the More menu next to a student. Then, if the guardian was connected, you would have an option that said Email Guardian. Finally, Google Classroom provides your students with an easy way to access a class Google Meet. You can join your Google Meet from the Stream tab or the Classwork tab. You can also copy the Meet link to send out via email. The easiest way to access the Meet link is by clicking More next to Meet on the Stream tab. Quick reminder, if you want to enable Google Meets for your students, be sure to set the Meet link to visible to students under your class settings. Thank you so much for being part of the Educate community today. If you liked what you heard, be sure to give us a thumbs up and leave us a comment down below. Also, be sure to ring the bell and hit that subscribe button so you'll be notified each time we post new content. We would also love to connect with you on social media. You can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Hope to see you soon.